Cooperation by supporting today's game participants in a positive manner. profanity and derogatory comments based on race, gender, identity, or sexual orientation, or any other intimidating actions directed at student athletes, game staff, officials, or other spectators are unacceptable and will result in immediate action from Abdel Field. Now, let's meet the starting lineup first for the visiting Franklin Pierce Ravens. At back, number 3, Marta Turmo. At back, number 4, Christina Barbadello. At forward, number 7, Bruna Tavares. At midfield, number 10, Gabby Guerrero. At forward, number 11, Veronica Marquez. At midfield, number 14, Natalia Maria de Silva. At back, number 18, Kylie Burnett. At forward, number 23, Sophie Fresno. In the midfield, number 25, Jessica Magerman. At back, number 27, Evelyn Rodriguez. And in the goal, number 1, Casey King. They're leading by coach by assistant coaches David Stiles, Gabriela Braga, and Steve Canonis. And the head coach in the second season is Jonathan Garber. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's see who's starting on the trio. AIC Yellow Jackets. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
I was going to say, because the field hockey ones sound fine.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ronald J. Abdow Field here on the campus of American International College for today's Northeast 10 Conference Women's Soccer Contest featuring the visiting Ravens of Franklin Pierce University and your American International College Yellow Jackets. Seth Dussault, the voice of the Yellow Jackets, here with you for this game. And the second game of our two-sport doubleheader, we had American football earlier, and now we'll have what the rest of the world calls football now, as Pace beat AIC 27-7 earlier this afternoon. Or the Yellow Jackets women's soccer squad coming in at 3-2. off of an overtime victory over St. Rose, 2-1 in the extra session up in Albany. Federica Frus scored a goal and then set up the winner as Anina Senko buried a header at 1:18 of extra time. Get ready for the starting lineups for the two sides, and Franklin Pierce trimmed in maroon and black, kind of fading their uniforms from black to maroon as you go up them. Casey Kane, the goalkeeper. Defenders in front of her, as you can see the names and numbers. Marta Turmo, Christina Barbolito, and Kylie Vermette, Eveline Rodriguez. In the middle, Gabby Pereira, Natalia Maria da Silva, and Jessica Magerman. Up front, Bruna Tavares, Veronica Marquez, and Sophie Cousino are the Ravens forwards. Meanwhile, for the Yellow Jackets, AIC's starting lineup, and it'll be, as always, Michaela DeManchi in goal. On defense, Paige Medeiros, Alana Gracia, Ariana Miranda, and Florina Ravundra getting the start. In the midfield, Johanna Englund, Rachel Brown, Anina Senko, Jen Hackett, Betty Frew, and Jacinda McCartney going at forward today. A little surprised to see McCartney in the starting lineup. It represents a pretty big change for Kavan Issa to move her up there. Ravundra getting in the starting lineup as well. AIC in white. I like making the move to change things up. The Yellow Jackets did win against St. Rose, but Issa's still trying to find the right mix. And we're underway here at Abdal Field. Ravens goalkeeper Kane, a rookie. Millis, Massachusetts, go down 495 south of I-90. Like you're heading toward Cape Cod, but don't quite go all the way. Good through ball in the early going. DeManch will play this one away. All trouble now. The Ravens, but it is stripped aside by Anina Senko getting back defensively. Tense moment there for the Yellow Jackets, but they're able to elude danger. As I was about to say, of Kane out of Millis, Massachusetts, in a baby blue top. And her Ravens have generated a corner here, not even a minute deep into this one. On the opposite side, DeManch in a dark gray goalkeeper jersey. New for her. I'm used to her being in either yellow or blue, but deciding to go with the gray today. New look for Mick. Here comes the cross, headed aside by the defense of the Yellow Jackets. Chipped back in, blocked down, cleared out. Hackett trying to run onto this ball, will not be able to, but AIC able to get Joanna Englund on it. Whistle, we got a foul. And we've got a Raven ball. Franklin Pierce, 3-0, 2-0 in the NE10, have really gotten off to a hot start, and their first bid is saved by DeManch. DeManch bombs away, headed at midfield by the Ravens, and back into their control. Talking to assistant coach Stephanie Gordon before the game, she said that this Ravens team under their second-year head coach Jonathan Garber plays a very similar style to the Yellow Jackets, a lot of possession. Their defense is not letting you have the ball, but rather keeping it themselves for as long as they possibly can. She did say that she felt the Yellow Jackets had more options with the way that they run their offense than the Ravens do. Perhaps just thinking that the Yellow Jackets have a more mature team. It's a deeper roster, to be sure, and an older roster than Franklin Pierce has. But in the early going, the Ravens have played well. Of course, we are only just over 3 minutes deep into this one as we get across here. Battle for the ball is won by the Ravens. Brown trying to get onto it, cannot. Fetty-Frew back defensively, lost the ball. Frew drags a Raven player down. They're going to make the call there as Barbolito was tackled. And I don't mean in the soccer sense, I mean in the American football sense. Yellow Jackets stealing the ball away. McCartney trying to find England. AIC still possessing. That is blocked. Taken back. Shot attempt is blocked, and Senko will clear. Right on to McCartney. McCartney trying to go forward, looking for Hackett, but the pass is off the line. Frew and Senko connecting. Frew getting obstructed a little bit there, but not enough to get a call. Ravens spreading the field fairly well. McCartney attacking up top. Probably could have been a foul call there, but there is not. Paige Medeiros filters one forward. That is blocked. Medeiros then deflects the ball out of play. Ravens in control of the possession. Into the box. Around a defender. Here's a shot going wide. It'll be a goal kick. Trying to bend it to the far post and unable to do so. Folks, we'd like to thank Frankie and Johnny's, the official pizza and sub shop of AIC Athletics. A partner since 2015, Frankie and Johnny's offers the best pizza and subs in the Springfield area and is a proud partner of AIC Athletics. From the 6, the Yellow Jackets will have Medeiros take this. A drive into one to near midfield. England trying to body it forward, cannot. Ravens possess along the sideline. Pitch and catch on the run is Tavares, and she will generate a corner. They'll play it short. Bidding for some sort of shot attempt and now touched along to the right side of the box, but blocked. Blocked down at the defense and then cleared. And Hackett will run onto this one. Will not be able to keep it in, but it is off of the Raven, number 27, Evelyn Rodriguez. Rehoboth, Massachusetts. A sophomore. Senko. Brown. Yellow Jackets have an extremely dangerous midfield on the attacking side in particular. Senko, as we mentioned, scored the winner in OT against St. Rose. Brown, all conference last year as a junior, a second teamer. Played extraordinarily well at center mid on a Yellow Jacket midfield that was obliterated by injuries. She was the lone player to play every game, and an astounding year out of her on both sides of the ball. You've also got Johanna Englund, the senior out of Gothenburg, Sweden. And then, of course, Fetty-Frew, who just stole that ball there, headed it down to her own possession, tipped it back and forth with Senko, as if to illustrate my point. Just the kind of connection that they have is remarkable already. Senko, a redshirt freshman, one of the best players on this team already. Pass through to Frew. Up 30 yards out. Far sideline, it's Miranda. Ariana Miranda had the winning goal against Mercy in double overtime in AIC's win over the national number 3, 1-0, on another cross from Fetty Frew that was headed home. Frew leading the team with 3 assists, 1 goal this year for 5 points. Ravens counterattacking here up the sideline, but it's a 2-on-3. Florina Ravundra defending. Here's a shot and a save by Demanch. The Ravens did pour one in front, and an angled shot. Demanch able to field it through the middle. Now headed forward. Kicked back into the air. Anglin heads it along, looking for Frew. It's too far along. Going to come all the way down into Raven territory. If you're unfamiliar with Abdow Field, so I would imagine more than anything the Franklin Pierce fans that are tuned into this one today, but if you are unfamiliar, this is the home opener for AIC as well. It's the yellow lines that you want to look at are the ones that matter for soccer. As this ball is dropped off. Red, if you're curious, is women's lacrosse. Blue, men's lacrosse. Orange is field hockey. And white, of course, is football. Rugby also plays on this field. They use some of the yellow and some of the white. Good ball forward here. Gracia playing up. A very aggressive defender, generating some opportunities with her speed. Reminds me of Allie Fitzsimmons in a lot of ways. Allie, of course, a 2-time NE10 Defensive Player of the Year, was part of that 2013 run to the Final Four, and Allie was NE10 Player of the Year as a junior, had 8 goals as the team's left outside back. It's a pretty good number for a defender to have 8 markers. 5-game winners, by the way, among those in her junior season. That year, the Yellow Jackets were NE10 regular season champs and reached the NCAAs. The following year, they were in the Final Four. This year's iteration of the team, talent-wise, should be able to reach the NCAA tournament, you would think. Miranda getting run over there. Pass across, blocked by Medeiros. Yellow Jackets have it back, but the touch looking for Hackett is just not quite there. Now it's stolen away, but Hackett mishandles the ball out of play. Thrown in. And cleared right back out. Folks, we'd like to thank Bay State Rehab for its generous support of AIC Athletics this season. A leader in the area for rehabilitation and physical therapy services. Be sure to check out Bay State for your rehab and PT needs. Into the 12th minute here at Abdow Field. Yellow Jackets just bottling up the Ravens. Hackett trying to steal away, can't quite get onto the ball. Quick across. Frew very nearly got that one. Keyword, very nearly. And the Ravens able to sling it now up the far sideline. Touch on, oh, well done to keep that in and in possession. And the Ravens bend one, blocked, and then Frew just has to punt it back. The Yellow Jackets dropping in defensively as the Ravens have possessed it. Now they mishandle the ball. Senko immediately springs into life. Fires this one along. Jacinda McCartney on the run. Not going to be the first one to it. It's dropped back to the keeper who can't pick it up. But she is able to make a passing play and allow the Ravens to escape the transition offense of AIC. Sliding it back to Medeiros, who has to just kick it out of play as the Ravens jump the route there. Franklin Pierce, the first 13 minutes of this one have been the better side as this ball ends up out of play. Have generated one shot on goal. It was an A-grade scoring chance. Demanch had to be good on that save. Shot attempts 4-0. Corners 2-0. But the one most important thing on the scoreboard, we are level. Obviously a long way to go as Gracia punts this to the AIC bench. It'll be a Raven throw in on the near side. They have possessed very well. That's a handball, but it ended up deflecting out of play, and they missed it. And the Yellow Jackets get away with one. Straight off of her arm. Not deliberate by Gracia, and so I think perhaps the referee ruling it incidental. It's the only thing, because it was very blatantly off of her arm. Good ball. This is on, but Sanko doesn't have any way to play anything with it. Just kind of dumps it toward cage. And that will give the ball back to the Ravens. Hackett attempting to apply a little bit of pressure as the Ravens continue with it. Long ball through, headed back. Hackett gets run off. The Ravens push the ball into an open spot that nobody is there except for Rachel Brown. Anglin spinning away from the defense. Jackets drop it back to the defense. Paige Medeiros at center back. Fired downfield. This is on. Gracia is up. Alana Gracia, but can't corral the ball. A bit of a collision. And at the end, the keeper, Kane, comes up with it. Still at least something for AIC. As the Ravens possess again, although the pass misses the mark, and AIC will get a throw in Raven territory. Tossed in and dropped back from Hackett to Frew. Senko gets hauled down. They'll make the call. Free kick for AIC. About 35 yards from the cage. And to the right of the near post. As Frew looks at it. Curious to see if she tries to score from here. She's got the range of all the people on this AIC team. Probably one of the few that could put the ball on target with any significant chance of scoring from here. One of the few in the entire conference, in fact. But she doesn't. She elects to chip. And the Ravens clear it out. Good work by Miranda to keep it for the Yellow Jackets. And now they'll drop it back. Gets through to Hackett. Hackett's ball forward is blocked. And the Ravens possess. Now they'll fire a long ball on. The flag is up. This was off. About half a step offside was Tavares behind Medeiros when that pass was fired. They changed a couple of years ago. It's no longer where you receive the ball, but where the pass is made that determines whether or not a play is offside. So as soon as the ball is off the foot, you can go past the defender. Yellow Jackets trying to get on. Here they are. McCartney shoots and a save. Kind of had it a little bit blocked, but Kane able to reach up and catch it. Dangerous chance for the Yellow Jackets. Not necessarily the best shot, but a lot of that had to do with the pressure she had from behind. Couldn't really wind and fire. Nonetheless, at least AIC starting to get some pressure in the other direction. And a good ball through. McCartney able to push this one on. The keeper's going to have to play it Kane, and she does slide out. McCartney's momentum carries her into the keeper over her. Not a deliberate collision there. And McCartney gives Kane a pat on the back. Let her know everything's all right there. As the Ravens push forward here. Bruna Tavares. Brown on her, forces the turnover. Now Brown with possession. Brown to Senko. Back to Brown. Englund turned over there, well pressured by De Silva. And the Ravens have it. Touched forward here and filtered into space. There's a foul. Free kick here is from 24 yards out to the right side of the far side post. Franklin Pierce probably has a significant number of players who could shoot to score from here. Curious again to see if that's what they choose to do. They've got two players set. De Silva is one of them. She will take and fires high. So they did bid for target. Just the bid was well higher than it needed to be. Headed along for the Yellow Jackets. McCartney forces the Ravens to go all the way back to Kane. And McCartney's putting some pressure on Kane now. Yellow Jackets end up forcing a turnover. Throw in for AIC on the far side of the field in the attacking third of the field. Here's the throw. That's blocked aside. Well done to keep possession there on that attempted tackle by Marquez, who went down hard over the ball. Medeiros filters one in. This is on, but has to be cleared by the Ravens. They do send it into the stands, and AIC will have a throw in. They'll quickly toss. Filtered back. Senko touches it to the defensive Gracia. Now Brown gets taken from behind. Didn't know she had somebody on her. There's got to be better communication as Marquez just stole it away. Marquez trying to go forward. That's intercepted. Well done by Senko getting back, and then Medeiros touches through and then filters forward. Pass looking for Brown is intercepted, though. The Ravens just putting themselves in the passing lanes very well. The scouting and preparation has been done. There's no question about it as Gracia heads this out of play. Ravens touch this toward the box. That's blocked. And then Gracia able to knife it away, although the Ravens take it back. Stolen once again, this time by Frew. Dances around a defender, around another. Betty Frew filters one up off the mark for Hackett, but the Ravens end up pushing it out of play. Gracia throws in. Headed eventually for control by the Ravens, but Brown has some other ideas. Senko comes up with it. Through ball here. Englund running onto it. Across, that's blocked. Can't quite find the rebound. And the Ravens will fly up the right side. On the counterattack, they come. Don't have numbers, but they continue to just press toward the box until Medeiros intercepts a pass and sends it way out of play. Another throw in, and this time it'll be AIC to take. Across the midpoint of the first half with no score, the Yellow Jackets have picked it up of late in this frame as Hackett drags a Raven to the turf. Fired along forward. Tavares, good little pass there to get it around Gracia. Now the Ravens fire into the box. Looking for possession. Ravundra gets tackled. Check that Miranda. Miranda is 17, Ravundra 25. And it is Medeiros, number 6, taking this free kick. Drives the ball to midfield, where it is headed down. And the Ravens ultimately come away with possession. The little touch pass and a shot high and wide. Just a nice little drop there for a one-timer. AIC will make a substitution. Anglin off, Nilsson on. Joanna Nilsson. Missed all of last season with a pretty significant injury and is back and has played in every game since the second one of the season. As this is knocked out of play. I'm going to stop the clock here. Ravens with it. Trying to move it into the scoring area. Toward the box. Deflected back. Good work by Senko. Hackett getting in the way. Senko touches it back. Gracia has to just put it out. Looking for a throw in, and Frew just knocks it out of play. Tossed in. Ravens playing pitch and catch. And AIC is able to clear. Knocked down momentarily and then fired back along but out of play. Frew throws in. Headed for AIC by Josephine Stendal. Ravens steal away. Stendal and Brown breaking into the attacking side. Ravens have slowed AIC's advance and have started to push back as we're down to 17:46 in the period. On the run for the Ravens. They'll look for something toward target. They're able to get a look. Sliding block. Well done. That time it was Ravundra and Brown combining to get it away. And then the Yellow Jackets chip it up the field. Touched along by Stendal, able to keep it in, but she was fouled. Got shoved in the back just a little bit. It was enough to draw the ire of the official. Not a lot of contact there, but they did make the call. a little surprised, but different officials have different standards for what's allowed, and that it is pretty apparent that she is going to be calling it tightly today. Nothing wrong with that. It's been consistent so far. It's the only thing I ever am concerned about. Call it loose, call it tight, just call it consistent, which she has. Headed toward the back line, kept in, Frew walking, fires, just high. That is not normally the person you want to give up a one-time or two from the right corner of the box. But Frew got underneath it a little too much and skied it through the football uprights. As we've already mentioned, that's the wrong kind of football. You don't get 3 points in this game for that. 16-19 to go in the first half. Very nearly, though, a disastrous mistake for the Ravens. They've managed to avoid those for the most part. Whistle foul, that hit the hand of Jess Magerman. So a free kick for AIC. This is about 7 yards over midfield. Chipped toward the box, headed down by the Ravens and into their possession, then immediately cleared out. Throw in at midfield. For AIC. Hucked along, headed forward by the Yellow Jackets. Now we get another whistle. This one's on AIC. I think they're going to catch McCartney for a foul. So the Ravens possess. Knifed along. Brown blocking that pass. Unfortunately for the Yellow Jackets, it goes right to Turmo, the center back. Quick cross. Brown almost got that too. Ravens have effectively gone from the middle to the sidelines and then back over the middle. Although they have not been able to generate scoring chances often from it. Medeiros held up. Has to put it out of play. Barbolito wanted a foul. Didn't get it. It looked like they were both grabbing at each other, and I think that's why the referee decided not to call anything. Thrown in. Ravens push along the sidelines. Ball on the ground. Score! Marquez, the one-timer from the PK spot, basically, and the Ravens take a 1-0 lead in the 31st minute. Well-executed passing play for Franklin Pierce. Marquez from Tavares at 30-57. Should be 30-48, I should say. Up on the clock. Folks, we'd like to thank the Holiday Inn, Springfield, Enfield, as we get a look at the replay. There's the pass. And past the goalkeeper, Demanch. This is chipped deep. Will be a goal kick. Getting another good look at it. Really a good ball. And then the finish. As I was saying, we'd like to thank the Holiday Inn, Springfield, Enfield, and the Hampton Inn of West Springfield, to the preferred hotel properties of AIC Athletics. They both offer a rate of $95 a night, breakfast included, for anybody booking a room through AIC Athletics. So be sure to contact the athletic department for details. Filtered forward here. Dropped back. Frew touches this to Brown. Brown right at the middle of the field. Sanko on the run. Along McCartney. Jacinda McCartney. Spins away. Jackets. Here's a chance. Frew is wide open. Walking, but Frew pushed the ball too far in front of herself. A little bit better of a touch, and this game is probably even. Frew is going to have the throw in. She will defer now to Miranda. That's Marquez's 5th of the year in the Ravens' 4th game, by the way. So having a pretty good season, to say the least. Tossed in toward the cage. Blocked out of play by the Yellow Jackets. It'll be a goal kick. We'd like to thank Nathan Bills, the preferred bar and grill of AIC Athletics. Located 5 minutes away on Island Pond Road, Nathan Bills offers great food options and an extensive beer list. Check out Nathan Bills and make sure to mention AIC Athletics when you stop by. Located right on Island Pond Road, about 5 minutes away, as we said, and good spot. Ravens in a good spot, looking to get an even better one, and they pass up the right sideline. This has been their bread and butter. Up the sideline and then into the middle. This time, though, nobody there to get it back. And the Yellow Jackets were able to clear as a result. Touched forward. And then stolen. Rachel Brown read that well to Frew. And then Frew gets her pocket picked by Tavares. Tavares able to the outside Marquez. Marquez with it. Marquez running on. Marquez touches one forward. Cleared away by DeManch. Just before Frew filters to herself. Oh, well done. Both players go down. They'll say play on. And I think everybody in both fan groups, whether Yellow Jacket or Franklin Pierce, wanted a call there. Nobody's happy that there wasn't a call, but I think, quite frankly, had the right call because they both just grabbed onto each other. Could have gone either way, and nobody was going to be happy no matter which call the referee made as the Ravens continue to pressure. Filtered along, well done by the Ravens to just keep that in their possession. Now quick across. Jackets clear. And as AIC pushes Stendhal up, the Ravens have to drop it back to Kane. Pass misses the mark there and does sneak out of play. Frew will come to the bench. So will McCartney. Yellow Jackets will send out in their place Caroline Porter and Molly Serra. Fired high up in the air. Serra playing up front. Headed. Now knocked down, and the Ravens will possess this one. Touched along. Brown able to get to that. Ravundra filters forward. AIC coming up with it. Porter. Ball along. Here's a bid high and wide. As we've reached the 36th minute of this thing. Folks, we'd also like to thank the Hilton Garden Inn, the downtown preferred hotel property of AIC Athletics. Located next to the Basketball Hall of Fame, the new MGM Casino, Hilton Garden Inn offers a rate of $125 per night, breakfast included for anybody booking a room through AIC Athletics. So be sure to contact the athletic department for more details. I'm talking to you, Franklin Pierce fans, who might be coming back down on Halloween when field hockey faces off against the Ravens. Do bring a costume as this ball ends up out of play. 8:35 to go. And now instead of none, we have 2 on the field. Good. Imagine how much crazier soccer would be if they actually just had 2 balls in play at all times. I mean, like, how would you even play the game? How would you defend? Could have a lot of fun with that. As it stands, we'll go back to playing the normal way. And the Ravens will go back to their ways of possessing the ball well up the sideline. That's out of play. The side judge will give it to AIC. So Gracia wins that battle against Marquez. And then a foul. Tavares is called for taking Sarah down. At least that's the call on the field. Yellow Jackets will get the free kick here. They're 9 yards from the midfield line on the Franklin Pierce side. Pretty close to the right sideline. Quite a boot from Medeiros, though. Into the box. Could be trouble, but shot again. Just pushed over. Well, the Yellow Jackets have not lacked for shots from that distance. They've just put a little bit too much underneath them. They've had 2 or 3 of those go high. If they can get the ball down. Oh, good. Very good ball along the right side from Gracia. And then Sarah gets run over. That time is probably where you should have had the foul call, and now we're going to get a stoppage. Sarah a little slow to get up. 6:50 to go. Jay's going to come out, the trainer, to check on Molly, who lost her headband. I'll tell you what, of the 2 plays, the one that they actually called the foul on was probably the less egregious of the 2. In fact, there's no probably, definitively. The Yellow Jackets will get the throw in. Sarah's going to come off. In the meantime, here comes the throw-in. Sanko sort of into a triple team there. The Ravens just pitch it out of play. Sarah's back in. She's fine. And this time the Yellow Jackets can take the throw-in with all of their allotted number of players on the field. We have a whistle now. Bit of a conversation here. Rachel Brown and Christina Barbelito. And I'm not sure who else that is for Franklin. It's Sanko that's actually getting the talking to. Something she's done has drawn the ire of the official. We'll play on. Throw in coming, 5:50 to go in the half. They're putting 4 people on Anina Sanko. I know they're respecting the talent, but you're leaving some openings. Here comes the throw. Sanko fires high and wide. Not really a good angle to shoot from. Sanko having a conversation with Tavares, and Tavares had a conversation with Sanko there. They're going to take Sanko off the field. And in her place, Emily Gaffel, the rookie out of Manhattan. Ravens drop it back to their keeper. Jackets pressuring deep in Pierce territory. That's blocked. Now dropped back to the goal. They'll push the ball along the side. AIC will steal, but then gives it right back. I was about to say very well done by Nilsson, but couldn't then connect on a pass. 4.5 to go, or 4.5, excuse me, in the first frame. And a 1-0 Pierce lead. Ball in the midfield right now. They'll call the foul on Brown. Folks, we'd like to thank Boston Road Service, the preferred auto repair shop of AIC Athletics. Ball forward here. It is offside. As I was saying, located minutes away from AIC, Boston Road Service offers maintenance and repair services, including everything from oil changes, new transmissions, inspection stickers, tire rotations, and more. Make sure you say hello to AIC alum Mike Hyder Jr. and mention AIC Athletics when you stop by. I'd also like to thank the Yellow Jackets Club for their generous continued support of AIC Athletics. Headed along, and the ball still bouncing, and finally to Raven possession. They have to drop back and then go forward, and Sarah getting into it. Well done, and then tripping over the ball at the end, unfortunately for her, was Christina Barbolito, but Barbolito did wonderful work to keep that ball away from Molly Sarah. Ravens along the far side will drop back to their defense. You have to go backwards to go forwards quite often, and although in this case the Ravens end up putting the ball out of play, Jackets will throw in with under 3 left in the half. Knocked along. This time it's out on AIC off of Nilsson. Jackets with it. A little pitch and catch play, and Gracia. Ball on. This is offside. They'll say just over. Was Stendhal right about half to 3/4 of a step offside. And now fired high in the air. Knocked out of play by the Ravens. 2 minutes to go. Want to remind folks, as always, here that if you are tuned in from anywhere in the world, let me know. Tweet at me at AIC Jackets Voice. Tell me who you are and where you are, and we will give you a shout out. Of course, we know that, as always, the esteemed Matt Janik is tuned in from Ringe, and Matt, wish you were here. If you're unfamiliar with the fabulous work of Matt Janik, well, first of all, shame on you. The Sports Information Director at Franklin Pierce University. Janik is the man, pure and simple. And I'm entirely sure he is recording this, and entirely sure he will blackmail me with it at some point, and that's okay. 1 minute remaining in the half. Thrown in. Wow. Stendhal took a Raven down who is still down. That's Barbolito, who was a little slow to get up and limping on that right foot. A little surprised they didn't call that one after what they've called today. And now, little 2 hands in the back, and they let that go too. We've gone from calling everything to calling nothing as a pass forward is blocked. Still 18 seconds. Body down. Yellow Jackets chance for one more opportunity if they can connect on a pass. They do. 10 seconds. The Ravens will just clear, however, and they will take a 1-0 lead into the half. 45 minutes of ebbs and flows. Shots 7-6 Ravens. They lead after 1. On the 31st minute goal by Marquez on the touch pass from Bruno Tavares right to the penalty dot. Well played by both teams in the first half. Pretty aggressive by both teams, and I expect we'll see more of the same in the second frame. Until that point, we'll take a break here on AIC Yellow Jackets TV, and we'll have the second half when we come back.